All right, then that's fair enough. Otherwise, I'll throw you out of here.
Some piece of...
Right, Robin?
I don't get into these negotiations.
Well, I do. All right, very good. What is your first name, Elga?
Misha.
Misha. All right, Misha Elga. And, Misha, we will be seeing you on a future date for a lesbian dating game. You certainly have passed the test. The only thing left for you to do is do a little strip for me.
All right, next time.
With the big monsters.
But you said you have other plans now? What are your plans for the future? Yeah, well, that's the thing.
Nuclear physicist.
No, that's when I'm getting old. No, I'm going to go back to Germany, and my book is going to be published. It's an autobiography.
Book? What kind of autobiography?
Listen.
Your stories are so wild that someone's going to want to read them?
Well, Germany it is.
Really? What, because you had a lesbian experience?
No, because I came from a small town in Bavaria, and I ended up as a stripper in New York.
No, please. I never heard of you before. That's ridiculous. All right, very good. Misha will be back with us for all you lesbos who are hot and horny for her. She'll show you a good time, evidently.
Yeah.
And we'll have her back on a future date, that's all. We're going to take a break now. We'll be back. We have more FMEs coming up. You know who's stopping by, too?
Who?
To say hello to us? Former Mayor Koch. As far as I'm concerned, he's still the mayor.
We've been mayor-less
for
4 years.
Yeah, he's been the mayor for the last 4 years.
Because he's been busy.
Yes.
He's been not doing his job.
He's been doing radio shows and stuff. But, all right, honey, that sounds pretty good. That's a pretty hot story. How come strippers don't want to strip for me, Gary?
I don't know. I don't know what it is with you.
I don't get it, but you're not going on lesbian dating game till you strip.
All right.
All right? So you just keep that all together.
We're probably going to do this in about 3 weeks because she has to go to Germany and then she'll be back.
All right, when you come back from Germany, we'll all be looking forward to you. We'll take a break now, Robin, and we'll be back right after these words.
You're listening to The Howard Stern Show on 97.1. On the Eagles toll-free number, 1-800-54-STERN.
All right, I think we better get Mayor Koch in here, who wants to stop by. For those of you listening out of town, Mayor Koch was the last good mayor of this town. We fortunately got rid of Lindsay and Beam, two stiffs. Brought in Mayor Koch. Things were going well, but people got sick of things going well.
Well, he did serve 3 terms.
We got rid of those 2 stiffs, Beam and Lindsay, thanks to you, right? 2 stiffs. Right. How are you, sir?
I said that jocularly, but you meant it.
Oh, I mean it. You know they're stiffs. You knew that the city was going downhill. This character, Lindsay and Beam, the 2 of them, were
you
really...
act like they were one character.
Well, they were one character. They were cut from the same mold. They were irresponsible. They were fiscally irresponsible with the city.
That's true.
It's true.
The truth is the truth.
Yes, and they were bad.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. They were nice, decent men.
Lindsay is responsible
for... What, were they misguided?
Lindsay is responsible for all...
You want the truth?
No, let me tell you something.
They weren't up to the job.
Right, exactly. Very few people are up to the job because...
Is it a tough job? You have to be...
Yes.
Hard as nails.
More than being...
you got to be devoted to it.
You have to be devoted to it. You have to be intelligent and courageous.
And the present mayor, he's saying that the present mayor, Mayor Dinkins, never really wanted to be the mayor. I know this.
That's true.
He never wanted to be the mayor. He wanted to be
pushed into it.
Yeah, he wanted to. He said, "Oh, you could possibly win. The city might be ready for the first black mayor. There was a lot of that going on. Mayor Koch was vulnerable." Hey, he's been when someone has been around a long time, people get sick of somebody.
Longevity set in, and they threw me out, and now they're paying for it.
And now they're paying for it. So now we have Mayor Dinkins, and he really doesn't. He likes going to the tennis match. There's some fun aspects to being the mayor.
He likes being the mayor for the ceremony.
It's fun to be. He should have been like the vice president. He could have gone out and been at the tennis match.
Well, let me
right.
Let me be candid,
right,
and hopefully not too unfair.
Be real honest. Be real honest.
Yeah, I will
Forget
honest.
You don't. There's no reason.
I want everybody to know. Is it okay if I tell them?
Yes.
As I'm sure you would say, okay. I have my own radio program, so
yes.
In a way, I am revealing to you what I reveal every single day on WABC.
Yeah, but Mr. Mayor, you will admit I am the world's...
11 o'clock. But you're the best.
I am the best, so for you to say it here is more important.
You are the leader.
You could talk all day on your own show. When I have you on to say it, it's much more important.
But, you know, the one thing I have to question you both on, everybody keeps saying, let me be honest, or do you want me to be honest?
But I will be.
Aren't you always honest?
Yes, but sometimes you have to be diplomatic.
Honest doesn't mean that if you're not honest in the sense that we're talking about, that you're lying. It means that you don't necessarily tell everything you know.
I see. You're holding back.
Yeah.
He's held back for our show.
There's no requirement to tell everything you know.
Okay.
All right, now listen. The
Most
point
people
about
don't.
Dinkins is.
I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah.
David Dinkins, we all say he's a nice man, and I believe that. Although Todd Purdom, who wrote this extraordinary profile of David Dinkins in the Sunday Times 2 Sundays ago, said he's not a nice man. And
Right.
he pointed out, he said, you can have lunch or dinner with him, and he'll have a 3-course dinner served on china, and he gives somebody else paper plates and a cold turkey sandwich.
Are you serious?
That's what Todd Purdom said.
He's
Never
saying
happened to me.
that someone would be eating on china
Yeah.
and the other person would be eating on paper plates.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Now that is very unusual.
Well, I want to tell you, I thought it was it was the opening line in Todd Purdom's profile. It said, David Dinkins is not a nice man.
No, that
I
is
was
not nice.
shocked.
You have never done that when you were the mayor.
No, I used
Well,
to
you
eat on
still
the
are the
paper
mayor.
plates. I used to eat on the paper plates.
What if we all say that Mayor Koch is still mayor, and then Dinkins would have to go away?
Still call him Mayor Koch.
They do. They do.
Can I tell you a little story about paper plates in China?
Yes.
When and then I'll get back to David Dinkins, and I don't want to.
Let's trash a whole bunch of
I don't
people.
want to do
Let's
too
get
much.
back to Lindsay.
I don't wanna
Just
do
admit
too
one
much
thing.
ripping.
Isn't Lindsay the guy who basically is responsible now that we have so many welfare recipients in New York?
Well,
he gave such a package of welfare that people flock to New York City.
It was more than that. His commissioner, Mitch Ginsburg, said you don't even have to sign affidavits with respect to how down and out you are. You tell us that you need money, we'll put you on welfare.
Yep.
That encouraged people to come.
That
Now,
doesn't
wait,
make any
that
sense.
doesn't only happen
And
in New
that's
York
true.
City.
No,
that happens
Yeah.
in the whole
But no, at that time only in New York City.
No, New York City was. Lindsay gave us that. He is
true.
the innovator of
That's
that.
true. He had a different approach, but I don't want to pick on Lindsay either. He's getting
Lindsay
he's 4 years older than I am, and so I have to respect him.
Oh, please. Lindsay put the termites in the 2x4 that is New York City.
Can I tell you my little
Yes.
story?
Yes, go ahead. About
Okay.
China and plates.
Yeah, China
And by
and
the way, let me go on record as saying, so I'm totally honest here. Many times I will eat on china, and Jackie and Fred, my writers, will eat on paper plates.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah,
Will you do
absolutely.
that?
Of course, I'm a bastard.
I would
You're
never do
not
that.
a nice man.
That's
I'm not a nice
that's
man,
not
but
a
I'm not
nice
the mayor.
But let me just tell you
Yes.
when I first came in 1978, I decided I'd have a lot of breakfasts, with business breakfasts, and invite people at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, and that.
Did you hear what Mayor Koch just
7:30,
said?
8 o'clock.
7:30, 8 o'clock, his day begins by inviting businnesmen who are vital to this city so that their tax dollars can be collected, and we need business.
And,
You hear that, Mayor Dinkins?
Now, let me just go a little further.
He's
so
not awake
I
yet.
decided.
Oh, he's not awake yet. I'm sorry, we woke up Mayor Dinkins.
What we would do is
Yes.
just have coffee and Danish, but I would serve it in China because it's better.
Yeah.
you know?
Classy, you're the mayor, for God's
well,
sake.
coffee in a paper cup doesn't taste as good as coffee in a
That you're
China
absolutely
cup.
right.
There's a certain
exactly.
atmosphere you're creating. Go ahead, yes.
So I had them bring down some Chinaware, and they put it in the little kitchen that we have down there. And the first day, I had some people over, and I served them coffee. And I did it. I poured the coffee, and it's no big deal to it. And served them the Danish, and then I put the dishes in the sink. And I came in the next day. The dishes are still there. So I thought to myself, well, we just started. It's the first day. This is the second day. And I washed the dishes. I put them away.
Yes.
Took out for some fresh ones, put the coffee in the China cup and the Danish on a China plate, and served the people who came that morning. Put the dishes in the sink. Again, next day I come in. They're in the sink. They haven't been washed. So I call in my chief of staff, and I say, what the hell? Diane Coffey was her name. Brilliant young lady.
You were serving coffee, and her name was Diane Coffey, ironically. Yes, go ahead. Yes.
Okay. I said, Diane, what the hell's going on here? She said, I'll find out. She comes in the next day, and she says, the woman who cleans this office, she was then a member of Victor Gottbaum's Union, District 37.
Yes.
She talked to her, and she says she doesn't do dishes.
She doesn't do dishes. That's unbelievable.
I said, you tell this nice lady that if she doesn't do dishes, tomorrow there'll be a new person here who does do dishes.
Now she does
From
dishes.
that point on, she did the dishes.
You know what that's like? This is like they did a report on 60 Minutes, I guess it was, that about the superintendents of schools.
Yes.
That the janitors will not clean the rooms.
Right.
They won't do it.
They only want to teach.
Yeah. Well, they want to be on their boats. That's unbelievable.
And they're planes.
Right.
So you never bowed to the unions, isn't that
I never
true?
did.
You never did.
I will tell you the single greatest accomplishment
See, this is why this is a good mayor. You know, every mayor bows to unions.
This is what I was trying to get at. You know, he was saying they're not up to the job. They want to be nice guys. They want to be everybody's friend.
Yeah.
Instead of getting the job done.
You're right. So, for example...
Do you know that if you were still mayor and this situation was going on with the asbestos and they couldn't get the schedule together for the schools...
What would you do?
You would have been crucified. You would have been crucified.
Well, I want to explain something. David Dinkins is not responsible for the asbestos any more than I was.
Not for the asbestos.
Because that was a job... the jurisdiction over which belongs to the school authority.
Right.
And the mayor has nothing to do with eliminating the asbestos there. And in fact, he's been very nice. I've been attacked. There's a poll taken that people say 50% of the people think that I'm responsible, 25% think that he's responsible.
And you're responsible.
Because he's been there for 4 years. But the fact is, he's been very nice, and he has said that I'm not responsible, and he's not responsible, and that is absolutely true. But
Fred Norris is responsible.
I want to get back. The school authority is responsible. They did a lousy job.
But the schedule.
And the mayor does not have control over the school authority. But I want to also say this to you. I saw a young girl, I would say she's about 9 or 10, maybe a little older, on television yesterday, and she was asked her opinion about what was happening. She said, well, I want to say that I think that people are overreacting. This was wonderful, because they are overreacting. You cannot get cancer from asbestos unless you're living in that room for 20 years.
Right.
It's falling on you.
It's easy to get
inhaling it.
It's easy to get leprosy.
Right.
Now, the fact is that when they talk about lead poisoning, here they're going crazy again. You can only get lead poisoning if you eat the paint.
Yeah.
Now, how many of these 8, 9, 10, 11-year-old kids are eating paint chips on the floor? This is nutsy.
Exactly.
Nutsy.
Yeah. Well, you're right. Making too much sense again.
Right.
But here we are. We're in utter chaos because nobody will explain that to anyone.
Hey, by the way, I want to apologize to Mayor Koch. He probably walked in the room, and the room smelled a little funny from patchouli oil. That's because we had a German stripper in here before who was wearing patchouli oil, so I apologize for the...
Are they different, German strippers?
I don't know. Who knows? I had to get her out of here. I couldn't take it. I mean, I don't know. I think a lot of the foreigners, Europeans, do not bathe as much as we Americans do.
Well, I want to tell you, when I was young, let's say 7 or 8 years old, you only took a bath once a week.
Is that right?
And the reason was... that
water shortage.
No. It was that everybody believed that the precious oils of your body would disappear in the water.
Oh, is that right?
Right. So people, this would be 50, 60 years ago.
Would bathe once a week.
Would bathe once a week.
Boy.
Now, of course, David Dinkins showers 3 times a day.
He does.
Yes.
He sweats a lot.
I don't know. I mean,
don't you think that's obsessive? Seriously, showering 3 times a day. What is that? That indicates a problem.
It's obsessive.
How could the mayor? Let me tell you. How could the mayor of New York have time to shower 3 times a day?
Well,
you know how busy.
I never used that. I used it once when I couldn't shower at the gym because the...
You don't want guys staring at you either.
No, the water broke, and so I had to shower at
But wait a second. When you're the mayor...
Shower there. Only once in 12 years, but it's David Dinkins showers 2-3 times a day.
But when you're the mayor, you can't shower in public because everyone wants to see you naked. I mean, it's a certain thrill to say, hey, guess who I saw Koch naked today?
I go to the gym every single day.
And you're naked in the gym?
Robin goes to that gym.
Really?
And it's the Sports Training Institute. It's terrific, isn't it?
Yeah, oh, wonderful.
I mean, those
that.
trainers are so wonderful. And they don't have the extras. There's no pool. There's no steam room. It's
working out.
Work.
Yeah.
Work.
And I lost 40 pounds, you know. I've gained back about 12.
Why is that? Why did you gain back 12?
Well, it's very hard to keep weight off.
But what are you eating?
Well, I try very hard to keep my diet as free from fat as possible, but anything that doesn't have fat in tastes terrible.
There's no fun. And you love food.
Do I love food?
And you still eat Chinese food?
I love Chinese
Very
food.
high in fat Chinese
That's
food.
what they say.
Yeah,
now they tell me.
Now they tell you. I mean, you don't care, right?
I'm
but
still
the Chinese,
gone.
they're also skinny.
Yeah, you've got to have a little bit of fun,
Because
don't
they
you?
can't afford the food.
That's right.
There are 1,200,000,000 Chinese, and they all want to come to the United States.
And you will go to this Sports Training Institute
Every day.
shower there?
Well, sure.
In front of other guys? And they see the mayor naked?
Are you crazy?
That's insane.
Are you crazy?
Of course I'm not crazy. Why should you be naked in front of these people? You have to protect yourself.
I'm just like a regular person.
Really?
Right. And
I'm going to go see the mayor naked.
He hasn't gotten the big head that you've gotten, Howard.
Let me tell you something.
Can I ask you, why are you wearing that schmutt on your head?
Because I am preparing for a very big interview that I'm doing later. My hair must look proper, so this will flatten my hair out.
I see. This is not you lost your hair.
No. It's all here. It's underneath.
Can I tell you a little hair story?
Yes.
You know, I'm not bald.
No, you're bald.
I'm balding.
And you know what you ought to do? You ought to shave off. No, you ought to shave it all off.
I don't. You mean Yul Brenner?
Yeah, you could handle it.
No,
absolutely.
I mean, I have one of these terrific heads that looks perfect because it's balding. Not everybody can do this.
You're just losing your hair.
But when I was young, when I was going to law school, I thought to myself, well, maybe because I lost my hair about 26, 28.
And was that devastating?
Well, it was, it was traumatic.
It's traumatic. Did you ever consider a toupee? Ever?
No, not a toupee, but I did consider going to one of these places that said that they grow hair. This is,
Right, the minoxidil.
So I went.
Yeah.
No, this is before
No,
minoxidil.
this is long before
A long time. I went.
Yeah.
And,
you were
and
doomed.
they put this stuff on your head,
Yeah.
and it smelled like garlic. So I get into the subway, I get a car. I mean, I'd get a seat every day.
Right.
You know, when I come from this place.
Because people smelled you and they couldn't handle
it. And it did grow sort of like fuzz.
Yes.
Right. And I said, why am I such a jerk? I look terrific without hair.
Exactly.
Why am I trying to ruin this grand appearance?
And probably wasn't even. It was probably mold that was growing on you. Had from all the garlic. For God's sake. Now, listen. Mayor Koch doesn't always come into the show. He has something to promote. I should say that. He has Citizen Koch, which is a book that is now out in paperback.
Ah.
This is the book that he had out in hardcover. Now it's paperback.
It's a good book.
Yes, and as a matter of fact, I know how difficult it is to write a book because I have just completed my own book.
Oh, good. I look forward to it.
Did you? But, I notice on the cover, every author, though, always has, it's always the guy just sort of sitting there.
Yeah. What do you do?
On my cover. I'll
naked?
Of course.
Okay.
Look at that.
I was kidding.
It's true.
And he's actually in drag.
I was in drag. That's not drag. Look at that. Look at the shape I'm in. You want to talk about training.
That's not drag?
No. Come on. Take a look at that. What do you mean drag? That's just a coat. That's not a dress.
It's just a cape.
For God's sake. You're saying I'm in drag, Mayor Koch?
It's like a cape crusader.
For God's sake. How dare you say that?
By the way, you know what I didn't tell you about?
Yes.
I'm also on Channel 5 at 12:30 every day, 5 days a week. That's Channel 5. Isn't that terrific?
I don't know. Why is that? Why are you on
For a
Channel
half
5?
hour.
Just to talk?
Yes.
Are you taking phone calls?
Yes, we take phone calls.
You know, Mayor Koch happens to be a very outspoken person. That's why he does well with his radio show or whenever he writes a book. The book is very outspoken. It doesn't hold anything back.
Forthright.
Yeah. But he was on this Channel 2 here, local, in New York, CBS. And those skeeves are unbelievable. They hire him. They say, hey, Mayor Koch, come on and be Mayor Koch. Come on and speak your mind and get things going.
Right.
So every Sunday he'd sit there with that block of wood Jensen, Jim Jensen. He'd sit there like a bump on a log.
No comment, but it's true.
Yeah. And Jensen's saying, I don't know, maybe he's in a coma or something. I don't know what his problem is. And he's sitting there, and Mayor Koch would begin to get things going. I would watch the show. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it because you shook things up.
He would rile him up.
Exactly, and he makes a lot of sense. I happen to agree with your opinion, so I enjoyed the program. And if he got a nudnik in there, he would scream at the guy a little bit and give him the business. So what does CBS do? Immediately, as soon as there's controversy, they fire Mayor Koch.
And they told me why. They said, you're too controversial. Isn't that nutty?
Isn't that unbelievable?
Too controversial, right?
Like they didn't know who you were.
I mean, it was unbelievable. And
so now Channel 5 has me, and you can see me, controversy and all.
Really? They're brave enough to put you on. Well, that's very good.
Try it again.
You know, and this Jensen would sit there. He wouldn't add anything. In fact, once Mayor Koch had an accident, he tripped over Jensen.
Right, you have to wake him up.
Jim Jensen is actually the very model of a foreign correspondent. He looks it, doesn't he?
He does. He looks like a correspondent.
He wears that great trench coat.
Yeah, but
looks
I mean,
like Henry Fonda.
But is there somebody working his mouth with a string? I don't know. You tell me.
No comment.
No comment. All right, here's what I'm going to do.
It's all in fun, Jim. Don't get mad.
Mayor Koch, if you have a few more moments with us, I'm going to take a little commercial break.
Okay.
All right? And we'll tell everyone that Citizen Koch now is out in paperback.
And are we going to ask him what's he doing for the mayor's race?
Yeah, we're going to ask him what he's doing for the mayor's race, where he stands on all of that.
Sure.
I think I have a guess.
Certainly, he must be campaigning for someone.
Oh, yeah. He'll come out for somebody, I think. And, but first, we would take a break, but I see Fred Norris is not there.
Oh.
I have a very unprofessional operation. I apologize,
think this
Mr.
happens
Mayor.
on your show.
On your show, I bet when you say we'll take a break, they take a break.
Well, we only have one person on my show. That's me.
Don't about that. Where is Norris?
I have no idea.
Well, he just left? He left the room knowing that I have to take a break?
But I can handle it, both.
Oh, you think you can?
I know I can.
All right. Well, Fred, where'd you go in the middle of the mayor? Where'd you do the dishes?
Got a staff of thousands here.
What happened there, Fred? Where did you go? Yeah.
You were very engaged in a long conversation. I figured that was an opportune time to hit the bathroom.
Oh, so you had to go to the bathroom?
Yes.
Number one or number two?
You're getting scatological again.
Yeah.
You promised me you wouldn't.
But he had to go to the bathroom. I can't believe you get naked in front of in front of people in the locker room. Do
Are
they
you
ever try
crazy?
to? Do you want to? No, I'm being serious. Why do you? I'm serious. Don't people stare?
No, nobody.
It's weird to see the mayor's genitalia.
No.
Really?
Regular size.
You see, you're regular size, so you're not embarrassed. I'm very small. I am so tiny. That's really why.
I don't think he cares.
Let me tell you something. If I was the size of Mayor Koch, I would walk around this Sports Training Institute naked.
I don't know if you would.
I would. I absolutely would. I'd be proud.
Be embarrassed.
Mayor Koch is lucky. You're a normal man. I have certain inadequacies. Oh, so embarrassing.
Why is it that you are the best on radio? You really are.
Why? Because I have whatever I say is interesting. And I have an ability to be interesting. I don't know where it comes from.
Right. Are you number one in terms of the ratings?
Of course.
Oh, yes.
You are.
Of course I'm number one. Who is better than me?
Right. I'm only number 3 on my radio program. Rush Limbaugh's number 1. Bob Grant's number 2. I'm number 3. But at 11 o'clock when I go on WABC,
you're number 1.
I'm number 1 of the 45 stations in the region.
And that's why this industry is such an embarrassment. Here's a guy who was the mayor.
Yeah.
He was the mayor of New York. He is beating guys who have been in this business for 25 years.
Doctors can feel good because Mayor Koch can't leave the mayor's office and become a doctor.
Although I always felt he could. I always felt you could perform surgery. But who knows?
Only delicate brain surgery.
Right. But the point is, imagine being in an industry. My father always told me
Trying
this.
to call this a profession.
My father used to say to me, "You dummy." That's how he'd start everything. He says, "You're so stupid." He says, "You want to be in an industry where anybody with a big, stupid voice can get the job." He says, "Garbage men." He says, "Why do you have to go to college to be in radio? Any idiot could get on the radio and talk." And my father was absolutely right. He was absolutely right.
And then he said, "Look at Koch."
No, never said that.
You an idiot.
No, don't you understand what he's saying? Here's a guy who trains in radio for years and years and years, and you come along with no training, and you're number 1.
11 o'clock. Yeah.
And you got all these dummies out there training for this stuff.
Sure.
It's a sickening business.
I love it. Yeah, I feel like I put out. I feel like 11 o'clock every day. I'm putting out this newspaper, an hour's newspaper every
with your
day.
views.
Yeah,
it's better than being mayor. I bet you hate it. And now you look back, you're like,
no, I love being mayor, but I don't look back at all.
You would never run for mayor again.
Never.
But you know what's great? Like you say, a doctor goes, tomorrow I'll split the atom. But Mayor Koch goes, tomorrow I'll split the atom too.
And I will.
No, you can't. That's something you can't do.
That's
But radio,
what you have to train for.
Radio, anyone can do. Look at Fred. All right, we're going to take a break. We're here with Mayor Koch, the author of the book Citizen Koch, now out in paperback. For those of you who were too cheap to buy it in hardcover, you can now read it in paperback, and it's on. Who's your publisher? You don't even know. Who published it?
St. Martin's.
Oh, St. Martin's?
Yeah.
I've never been.
It's the St. Martin's?
No.
Neither have I.
Oh.
But it's a good publisher.
It's a good publisher. We're going to take a break, and then we can talk about who you support for the mayor's race and stuff. All right, we'll be back right after this.
The Howard Stern Show. KE 7.1, The Eagle. Ladies and gentlemen, Howard Stern.
Citizen Koch is the name of the book. It's now in soft... What do they call that, Robin? Softback?
It's paperback.
Paperback? Now, I see the price here is $5.99 in the United States.
Bargain.
It's a bargain. What was the hardcover?
I think it was $22.
$22. So this is now a bargain.
Yeah.
This is really like
you get
giving
the
it away.
Same words.
Yeah. Unabridged.
You're almost giving it away because you want people just to know what you're thinking.
Right. It's a terrific read.
Yes. And I read the book. It was very good. Very, very good. Koch. But I agree with all his opinions. I thought he was a great mayor. A lot of these people, what happened in the last election, the reason Dinkins won is everybody got tired of the same old thing. They got tired of you. But believe me, now they see. They see what happened.
What I've said on this program before, and I've said it many places, but it's absolutely the unvarnished truth. I'm more popular today than I was ever at the height of my popularity in the 12 years. And as I walk around the streets 5 to 15 times a day, people will say to me, "Oh, Mayor, you must run again. You must run again."
Oh,
my response is always the same. No.
Right.
People threw me out, and now the people must be punished.
Well, I've always said it. They had a guy in office who
loved the job.
Not loved the job, was obsessed with the job. Where are you going to find a guy? This Dinkins has to get his tennis time in. You had a guy who really lived for the job. Loved it. Wait,
Well,
there was a cop shot. He was there. If there was a fireman down,
know where to go.
Dinkins has to check with someone, know where to go. You knew it was like when you became the mayor. You knew what you had to do. You knew.
I will tell you one of the worst.
People are.
I'm going to tell you the worst thing in my mind that David Dinkins did, because it was illustrative of his approach to his obligations. When he was the borough president, it was in '89, the year that he was running for mayor against me, and a cop was shot and killed, and there was a funeral, and he didn't go.
No.
And he should have gone and was supposed to go, and when asked why he didn't go, it was because he had a lecture to give to people who were imprisoned on Rikers Island. Now, the fact is, those people would be there the next day.
Right.
They weren't going anyplace. But the funeral was only once.
And he's like the commander-in-chief.
He decided not to go. I thought that was...
But that's what I find mostly about David Dinkins. He never knows what to do when.
Yeah, he doesn't. Especially with the Crown Heights affair.
Any of those affairs, the boycott, the Crown Heights.
I take it you're supporting Giuliani.
No, that's not true. What I have said, I want to tell you. What I've said is I have three options which I will exercise.
What
one of them.
Three options?
Yeah, I want to tell you what they are. One is to support David Dinkins.
Which you won't.
It's hardly likely.
Right.
I have to be right up front about it. The second is to support Rudy Giuliani, and I have some problems with him, and I will think about that. And the third is to say that I'm going to cast my vote, because I think it's essential that you cast a vote, but I'm going to do it privately and not express a public opinion. I will make that decision. I will make that decision the end of September, early
You've made the
October.
Decision already. You've made the decision already. That's a political thing. You've made the decision already. You will vote for Giuliani. You will. I know you. I know you. I know how you feel. You are not voting for Dinkins. You couldn't in all good conscience. And you are a man who believes in the voting system. You must cast a vote. You are going to walk in and vote for Giuliani.
I want to tell you why.
But why won't you say it?
I want to tell you why.
Why?
The New York Times took a poll and said that 29% of the people in the city who would vote would be very persuaded by my choice. 5% would vote against my choice,
right?
Said the New York Times. Well, that's an awesome responsibility. Nobody would say that if the New York Times took an editorial position urging a candidacy, that 29% of the people.
There are a lot of people who would vote.
So I want to be very careful. I just don't want to. And in addition,
but you know that you can't vote for Dinkins again.
Herman Badillo is a very good friend of yours.
Well, I supported him for mayor.
Well,
and when he dropped down,
now he's running with Giuliani,
right? And I supported him.
So you voted for
controller.
So you're going to vote for him for controller?
I want to. Definitely.
So you're going to vote for him with Giuliani?
But they're separate levers. I'm not going to tell you that it's not possible. That
I'm shocked that you won't say.
Vote. The reason is, again, I want to see Giuliani and Dinkins bloody one another up a little.
Yeah, right. You don't want to just throw it out.
I like.
Well, now that's a good reason.
I like bloody movies.
All right. Listen, the book is called Citizen Koch. I recommend that everyone go out and buy it because you'd learn a lot from this guy. He actually knows what he's doing, and he would have also made a good governor. But of course,
was not to be, and I'm very happy
not
where
to
I am.
be. All the anti-Semites upstate didn't vote for him. Come on, let's be honest. All right, now Citizen Koch is out there. You ever get arrested in Buffalo? You New Yorkers, you suck. You know, I know what's going on. Believe me, I know why you lost that one.
No, I don't think
it was a tough one.
Well, Cuomo's from New York.
Cuomo, but I was identified as from New York City. He was not. He doesn't have a New York City personality, and
who cares what he is if he's Jewish or not? He's got a brain in his head. Why are you letting that interview?
I would not, Howard. I would.
Oh, come on. Well,
but
you would agree privately.
I'm glad I lost.
Right.
Who wants to live in Albany? Mario Cuomo.
Mario Cuomo.
Now, I want to tell you this, that when I ran for governor, I'm the only person who ever ran for governor who never slept north of the Bronx during that 5-month campaign, with the exception of 2 nights when I had to be in Syracuse because the Democratic State Convention was there.
And that's because...
I would fly home because you get the Benz if you're out of the city after midnight.
That's right. All right. Citizen Koch is the name of the book. You'll enjoy it. It's by Ed Koch. And thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.
We always enjoy seeing you.
Bye.
Wish you were still the mayor. Makes me sick. People don't know what they're doing. Makes me want to throw up. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back right after.
You're listening to The Howard Stern Show on 97.1 The Eagle. 97 minutes of non-stop pure to Howard on the Eagles toll-free number, 1-800-54-STERN.
We were visited by...
Excuse me. 25th Annual FME Awards. Here's Entertainment King of all media, Howard Stern.
You know, we were visited by Mayor Koch and that German stripper, and Misha. By the way, Jackie's going to be at the Eastside Comedy Club tomorrow night, September 23rd, for a big show in Farmingdale on Long Island. If you want info, call 516-922-WINE. Also, Friday afternoon, October 1st, from 3 to 11. Jackie will be the Grand Marshal of the Greater New York Beer Expo at the Jacob Javits Center, along with Boy Gary. So meet Jackie and Boy Gary over there. And by the way, welcome to the FMEs. For those of you who've stayed tuned to hear more awards program, well, you're going to get it. You're going to get it all week on this show. We've also had some exciting moments last night as Stuttering John met Charles Barkley at the Saturday Night Live press conference. And I understand John made quite a scene. I don't understand how the press shows up to meet the host of the first season's show. I mean, I don't get that.
It was in Newsday sports page, like a full page.
Really?
Everybody covered it.
I guess it's a big deal.
I guess so. I don't know. We've had Charles Barkley on a few times. Nobody covered it. It's really frightening. They just ignore us, don't they, Robin? You know,
I don't know why. We get the best scoop.
Well, now it's time for our special honorary.
Oh, there's an honorary FME.
Yes, and this goes to the best guest of the year.
Oh.
And this is someone who has excelled in terms of being compelling.
This would go to a regular, I would assume.
Yes, it would. It's a very, very strong category, and it's the honorary category of the year, and it is time to give it away, Robin. I know
everyone wants this one.
We'll be doing our song and dance number later.
We're dancing too?
Yes, but let me just say that it is not Chevy Chase this year. Have you seen him on the show lately? His handshake during Weekend Update.
Do you think he's got a palsy or is he...
I don't know. He's getting real old, real fast. But the person who really needs to be honored here tonight and who has made the most contribution to the show over the year is...
There's no envelope.
Yeah, in this case there is.
He wasn't up against anyone.
I'll tell you, that Chevy Chase, he shakes like he's reading the ratings. It's Daniel Carver, the Ku Klux Klan man.
Really?
Who has really come on strong this year with some exceptional tape messages. And now let's take a look at a montage of Daniel Carver's work. A retrospective, if you will. Ladies and gentlemen, lower the screen.
The nigger leaders have encouraged more violence. They've made such statements as that this is a wake-up call to all niggers, and they shouldn't push the snooze button. Some nigger leaders have said the days of peaceful marching died with Martin Luther King. People, the only difference between Martin Luther King and Rodney King is that Martin Luther King was the ace of spades. Rodney King is the ace of clubs. Both were wild, savage, gorilla-smelling niggers who practiced their ancestors' ways of the jungle. People, if watching these rights on TV don't wake up white people, I don't know what will. People, niggers are savages. They are wild jungle animals. They have animal skin. They have animal hair. Niggers have wide noses, and niggers have bubble fat lips. And all niggers put off an awful animal smell when excited.
Wow, who can forget that performance, Robin? With a bit of music, his messages would be operas, wouldn't they? They're unbelievable. So many people say, well, what about the body of work, though? Who can forget this moment with Daniel Carver?
Well, white people, ain't we happy that Nigger History Month's over with? I'm fed up with reading filthy lies in our local paper and TV stations about accomplishments of niggers. It is true that niggers have owned the continent of Africa since the beginning of history. Africa was a very rich country. The niggers had diamonds squashing up between their stinking black toes, but no nigger ever had enough sense to pick one up until the white man showed them their glitter. They stole their food, worked their wives, sold their children, and ate their brother. Niggers were and still are half ape, half human. The sport of impulse, whim, and conceit, pleased with a rattle, tickled with a straw. A nigger left to his will roam at night and sleep in the day. Niggers know no love. Once aroused, they are as savage as the tiger. The niggers owned Africa for thousands of years, but never took one step in progress to rescue it from the ape. Now, white people, you have learned some true black history.
Wow. Who can forget the Black History Month message from Daniel Carver? And Robin, that body work alone might win him an FME, but who could forget this incredible moment?
We need to take our cities back, people. We need to put these filthy, stinking, high-faced, savage, gorilla-smelling niggers in their place. We all know you can't have law and order and niggers, too. But if they can't behave themselves, we must send them back to their homeland of Africa.
Wow. Well, Robin, it's with this in mind that I now give a special award to Daniel Carver, Ku Klux Klan guy, one of the most heard guests of the year. True?
Well, he certainly is a standout, Howard.
Branford Marsalis was supposed to be here to present this to the Ku Klux Klan guy, but unfortunately he cannot make it tonight. So I will do it. Daniel, is that you?
Hello.
Hello, Daniel.
Hey.
Congratulations on your FME for your body of work.
Yeah, thank you.
As you know, you've made...
Well, this isn't his first FME either.
No, it isn't. Daniel's won over the years many FMEs.
Yeah.
But this is the first honorary FME, I believe.
I think so.
For a body of work.
Guest of the year.
Yeah, guest of the year. What are you doing right now? Watching cartoons?
No, I was sitting here fixing to go get me some breakfast out at local cafe, but...
What do? Do you go to you don't eat breakfast in the house?
No, I go out here to a little all-white cafe where I can eat food that ain't been spit on by niggers.
No black people are allowed to eat at the cafe?
Well, they're allowed to, but they don't work there, and if they did, I'd change cafes.
So you mean...
Jesse Jackson encourages people to spit in white people's food. He done it, and when he wants to be the role model, other people want to follow in his footsteps and spit in white people's food just so they can be like Jesse Jackson.
So you're saying over at the cafe, it's all white people running the cafe?
Sure. And
there's no cooks that are black or anything?
No, if I see niggers, I'll go somewhere else.
Really? Have you actually done that? Have you actually gone to restaurants and seen black people and left?
Yeah.
Wow. And so this...
So you've never eaten a meal cooked by a black person?
I probably have, but I didn't. I don't see them, I'll leave.
Yeah, he didn't know.
You know, it's getting impossible to completely avoid them because they work in
Because, you know, they probably handled your food before it got to...
Yeah, they probably did. That's just something we got to do.
It's something I just thought I'd point out to you.
Well, hey, listen, Daniel has spent many a sleepless night thinking about that, Robin. You don't have to remind the guy.
I just wanted him not to get any sleep tonight.
He's in the middle of winning an award, and you have to rain on his parade?
I'm sorry.
Well, I'll tell you, though, black people...
ain't bother nobody.
Don't black people cook ribs and chicken better than white people?
I don't know of anything that do better than white people except run, and that's nature.
I see. And so when you go down to this cafe, do a lot of the other Klan guys go down there to eat?
Yeah, some of them do.
Yeah, so is it like an informal meeting before a regular meeting?
Well, yeah, we socialize.
Yeah. So, tell you one thing, you do have a lot of answers. You do. So you
answer for everything.
Answer for everything. So Daniel, once again, you find yourself
honored.
Honored, and feel free to make your speech, your acceptance speech.
Yeah, well, I'm proud to win this award, and the reason that I win these awards is because I tell the truth. And you know, when people call my message and they hear the truth, they can't believe it. They can't believe that somebody would actually tell it just exactly like it is. It's funny to them because they just can't believe that somebody will tell the truth. But what we need is for white parents to teach their children the truth that they're not only different from niggers, but they're superior to niggers, and they need to stay away from them because the white children today are starting to act like niggers.
Let me ask you, Daniel. I hate to interrupt your speech.
Robin, I never once saw the Emmys where, like, somebody interrupts a guy's speech.
That's the thing that's been nagging me for years. Why white people, when they get around niggers, as Daniel would say,
yes,
start acting like them.
Yeah, that's true. Daniel, how do you explain that? How come so many of the kids today wear the rap uniform, the white kids?
Well, we call them wiglets.
Wiglets.
Because it's white people trying to act like niggers.
Yeah.
You know, they want to wear their hat sideways and their pants halfway down over their butt.
Now, why does that occur?
You think being superior that you wouldn't even be affected?
Well, it's because the schools are brainwashing our children. They're teaching our children that niggers are not only equal, but they're trying to make them think that the niggers are role models. So it causes some white students to try to act like niggers just to get attention.
You know, I found something kind of interesting. I know like a lot of white guys who dress up like black guys.
Yeah.
And yet when I talk to some of these white guys, and you know they even do the black accent,
right.
and they're into rap music and stuff. When I talk to them though, they use the word. They start talking about the niggers. Like they almost.
Oh yeah, they don't like niggers, but
No.
they like to dress.
Nobody really likes niggers.
Well, that wasn't the point I was making, but. But my point is, it's odd that someone who would dress like a black man would then use the word nigger.
Yeah, it's not a sympathy thing. I don't
Yeah,
think.
right. Don't you find that odd, Daniel?
Well, I think it is. They're trying to get attention, and that's the way they do it.
I see.
You know, that's the reason a lot of kids poke earrings in their ears, or the boys, is to get attention.
Like Howard.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to get attention. I'm in show business. Daniel understands that. I have to get attention any way I can.
Well, I do too, and that's the reason I make these messages to get the truth out.
I see.
Do you ever wake up extra early so you can start hating early, like set your alarm?
Or do you hate in your sleep?
Well, I don't know if it's more a love than hate. You know, I have a love for my own race.
Hey, by the way, a lot of people commented. In fact, we replayed the conversation. You were talking the other day about how you make a living selling different products, and on your front lawn, you actually display something you call cement niggers.
Yeah, I've got several different cement niggers. I got a little old cement nigger eating a watermelon, and I've got the cement fishing nigger, and the lantern nigger that holds a lantern.
Right.
And I just sell plain watermelons. It's just cement watermelon.
And I
guess that's the people that got their own niggers already.
I see.
Do they amuse you, those things? The cement statues?
Well, it's about the only time you can find a nigger that ain't stealing, robbing, raping, or looting.
See, I have a different theory about this whole thing.
Yeah.
I think he was so obsessed with black people. I think he actually loves them.
Yeah, there might be.
You know, he could make white people, but he doesn't. He makes niggers.
Right. That is true. You know, one might say that love and hate is a very close emotion. Seriously, Dan, if you ever went to a psychiatrist, love and hate are very close emotions. Your hatred for the, as you say, niggers could almost be a secret love, like a desire to be like that. Seriously, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all told Robin to say that. She could never thought of it on her own.
That's true. You caught me there.
Yeah, I got you.
But in a way, I mean, you almost play God. You create the black man out of cement.
Yeah, but I create the nigger that don't rob, rape, loot.
Yeah,
well,
I don't know about that. I think
each other.
we spend a lot of time.
Our schools are becoming like y'all's schools up there in New York. They're so violent down here now that our governor on the news last week said that you can tell when school starts by hearing the gunshots.
Right.
And you can count the number of days in school by the number of dead students. Our governor said that on television.
Wow.
I wish you would send that to us. I'd like to hear that statement.
Yeah.
I didn't record it, but he said it right on television on news.
What about your friends? Do they approve of you making cement niggers, as you call them?
Yeah, they buy them. Most white people got them little cement niggers sitting around in their yard.
Right.
Even though they'll claim they're not racist, they are, but they're cowards is what they are.
Right. I got you.
Well, then you're saying most white people are cowards.
Right. I sure am.
All right.
Hey, by the way,
they're
Daniel,
not like our ancestors.
I think Robin did interrupt your speech. If there's anything you'd like to add, if there's anything you want to say, go ahead, because I gotta, you certainly this is the longest speech.
You know, you can never get Daniel off quickly. He always brings up something.
He always brings up something provocative, and that's why he's won this special FME.
That's true.
Hey, would you send us? I'm sending you Butt Bongo Fiesta. You requested it, and it is in the mail to you.
Okay.
But
don't look for the FME though.
Are you going to send me one of those cement figures?
Well,
we'd like to see.
Heavy to ship.
Yeah, maybe it's too heavy to ship.
They're pretty heavy. Even,
I understand.
I got a little Aunt Jemima nigger, probably the littlest one I got, but even it weighs 20 pounds.
Aunt Jemima weighs 20 pounds?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, anyway, hey, listen, congratulations on your FME.
And did you have any more to say? We didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
Anything else, Daniel, or is
that? you know, I don't know if you play all my through because it rings 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I really should put in a 900 number so I could have more lines and it would make money. But
yeah, absolutely,
it's more important to get the message out than it is to make money.
And let me ask you, what new as you say, nigger, what new anti-nigger products are in the near future?
Anything new?
Any new products coming out?
I don't know.
Have you finished your signs? You know you were working on the signs that usually sit in your yard.
Yeah, you said you were painting some signs?
Well, I'm just redoing them. But no, I'm still working on them.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Well,
didn't know if you'd come up with any new slogans.
Yeah, let us know if there's any new slogans.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Daniel. Congratulations on your FM.
All right.
All right. Well, there we are, people of different opinions coming together for the FMEs. Certainly one of the more a true star. I told you he's the center square on Hollywood Squares.
I made that up all by myself, Daniel.
Right.
I didn't have to have anyone ask me to ask.
You know I have to think for you. Well, he never wavers, that's for sure. He's consistent. Not too many people like that in the world.
Nope.
No.
Most people change their minds. Not
Daniel. We have to take a break here, Robin, and then certainly we'll be back right after these words.
It's the 25th Annual FME Awards. More after this.
You're listening to The Howard Stern Show on 97.1 The Eagle. 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 Eagle.